Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Okay then. Buongiorno, everyone. Hello. I don't know how to start this. Should I start with the comments that have already been left here, or should I just start off with my opening statements of this topic at hand? Because this is going to be something. Love you too. Clouds can't fly. You know, they do kind of just float. My problem is that I have no idea what her motivation is supposed to be. She's just evil to be evil, which is the worst kind of villain. Yeah, you got a point there. Totally not first to call hacks on the whole episode. you have a point. See, this is gonna be something. I'm gonna open up with this, and we're gonna go over some of the positives. We're gonna go over some of the positives of Cozy Glow. This is my, and if you haven't noticed, this is my follow-up from the best villain live stream being Tyrek, going into this one with Cozy Glow. And someone told me to do a follow-up, and that's why I said, and I was planning on doing that, because I wanted to give Cozy Glow a good shot, and then compare to one of my favorite villains, who, ironically, played a little bit of a part in this season finale, which I'm happy about. Which makes this whole comparison thing worth it, because she even tried to do sort of the pseudo same thing. See, and for people who are bringing up the fact that, hey, from what I have to say, I lost my train of thought. From the people trying to say, hey, we still have season 9, we might get our motive then. We have to judge our villains now. Alright? We have to judge our villains now. We cannot simply say that all their problems are going to be fixed if we see her in the next season. We cannot just give that the thing. It's like saying Nintendo's going to bring out the next brand new ultimate thing that's going to trump the Switch next console generation. I believe in Nintendo, but you can't just say outright. They could bring another Wii U for all we know. So that's what I mean. We have to judge things now and not judge things that are possibly going to happen in the future. So right now, we're going to judge Cozy Glow in Season 8. She might get better in Season 9, but we don't know that. I'm not going to write things for the developer. I'm not going to write things for the writers. They made Cozy Glow the way she is now, so I got to judge her right now. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. First things first, some positives. I like the fact that I'm with the majority of people saying that happy that we have a pony antagonist that isn't a unicorn, isn't uberly powerful, or doesn't have unicorn-like traits like involving inceptions of magic. Cozy Glow is literally just a child with an impeccable speaking talent, with high speech in her repertoire. That's literally all she is. She's also mentally insane. And just downright, just I don't know. My only problem with her character is that she lacked a motive to me. I got to the quotes and I had to reread her quotes again and again and again, and I still, for the life of me, cannot get behind what she's doing. She's turned out to be just the villain who doesn't truly understand what a certain power source is, and that's a problem. It's true though. You better next season. Now it sucks, and now it's a problem. Yes, everything is always up to chance. I'm not saying that they're gonna fail and she's gonna be worse next season. Obviously, it's like, but here's the thing: people judge Starlight Glimmer when she first showed up as an antagonist during the season opener, and then we had to continue those judging, continue that judge when she came back in the season finale. We judged her that way, and she had those main episodes to see her character. I will say she's a better villain when she showed up in 1, and once we got our motivations, when she showed up again, her villain status went down for me. So just because you do something and you come back later doesn't automatically mean you're going to go back up. Starlight Glimmer in the villain department went straight down to the bottom due to motivation. Cozy Glow right now is a failure in a lot of aspects. It's a failure. And she might come up later, but we don't know that. So we're going to talk about it now. As if we never see her again. As if we got Starlight's motivation and knew thing about her during season 5 premiere. Like, it's the only thing. It makes her better than than any other villain. Hold on. Man, the chat's going by and I'm not paying attention. She rolled a 10 in charisma. These days are just too smart to... Yeah, what I really liked is that it finally proved that any pony can cast complex, powerful, world-bending spells just using magical circles and pre-charged artifacts. There you go there. Sorry. Yeah, it started sooner than... I'm not entirely sure how this scheduling thing works, because I told it that I'm going to start this at 2. But then it said I'm going to start it at 4. I don't know if it's saying for the people who live down in other states or whatever, you know, different time zones and whatnot. But from what I have, I want to start this at 2. I got kind of bored waiting for the 2 o'clock mark, so I said, screw it, let's just start it now. The power of cuteness. Greetings. Compare Kozuglo to Darla Dimple. Darla Dimple. Ah, right. That chick. Does anyone else think that they changed her character and motive at last second, and that's why it's so trash? Like when first met her, we see nothing wrong, and then all of a sudden she's sketchy. That depends on who you're talking to. Three Canary. A lot of people say that she was immediately suspicious because of her inception and how she acted, which made sense in some regards. But I was one of the people who were advocating for the fact that nothing was wrong with her. I thought it was just the writer saying, hey, you have a character who's kind of sketchy, but we're going to play with that trope. She may act overly cute, but that's just it. She's just overly cute. You may find it sketchy, but in the end, she was actually looking out for the better interest of the CMC. She just seems sketchy, and that's it. But then when she shows up again, just like, yeah, she's definitely evil. There's no doubt about it, which kind of got me a little disappointed, but there you go. From Batman. In my view, it explained that the power of friendship is the power of bonds, but from what I can understand, Cozy believes the power of friendship means the friendship is a weapon, not a bond. And that's where the main crux of Cozy Glow's, like, hindrance of being a villain comes from. Her motivation is that she sees friendship as power, and that's the problem. She's like Captain Ginyu taking over Goku's body. She's planning on getting something that she doesn't fully understand or try to understand to the point where she can actually utilize friendship the proper way. Now, if they're going to do this, let's say Season 6 rolls around and she breaks out of Tartarus with Tirek, finds Chrysalis, gets some other villain that we don't know, maybe the essence of the Pony of Shadows, who knows? What if she forms her own Sinister Six cast, and then she comes in and says, hey, look, Twilight, look at me. I made friends, aka weaponizing friendship, using friendship as a means of villainous acts. That's not friendship, guys. That's called an alliance, and that's a agreement of a common goal. All right? Friendship is when somebody can poke you and you could be completely and utterly okay with it. But if someone pokes somebody in the villain's ranks, let's say Tirek wants to be leader, no Cozy Glow wants to be leader, no Queen Chrysalis wants to be leader, then you immediately fall apart instantaneously. That's not friendship. That's just you all have your own hubrises getting in the way, while friendship in of itself can outlast that. So that's like, if that happens, that's the obvious thing that's going to happen, right? And if it doesn't, well, you'll surprise me. But if that does happen, they're not really hiding the fact. But about the title of this live stream, and that it says Cozy Glow could have been the best villain. And how she could have been the best villain is through simple execution of something that I was hoping that the show was actually going to get to for a while now, revolving around friendship. And from what it looks like, I thought they were going to do that. I'm going to get back into the chat, but I need to finish this first. I thought they were going to do this with Cozy Glow. Cozy Glow showed up, acting and pretending to be everyone's friend and the nicest pony in the universe, with no flaws and everything's super good-lucky glory. And then when she reveals herself to be a villain, it turns out she's just a satanic psychopath who just wants to be empress of everything because she believes friendship is power, which it clearly is not just power, it's the magic of friendship. It's more than just power, it's a lot of other different things. How I feel like Cozy Glow would have been better if her motivation wasn't the fact that friendship was power, but that friendship is weak. Let me explain. Friendship can be easily manipulated thanks to Cozy Glow. Kozuglo could have been the shining example of how friendship can be very flawed. A person can come up with the nicest face possible, with the greatest personality, and everything's so lovey, dory, and then all of a sudden, when your back is turned, you get stabbed in the back and kicked down into a ditch. Showcasing that if you trust too much, if you see everything as everyone can be redeemed and everything that is perfect and flawless, you're going to get hurt. And this happens in real life all the time. I'm a shining example of this. When I was growing up and making friends, some of these friends didn't care about me. They only cared about the money I made from my jobs. They only cared about the things that I was able to give them. They only cared about the amount of things I could do for them, and they didn't have to do for me. That sort of things happen in real life. Kozuglo could have been that example. Could have been, I manipulated you. I just put on a nice face, act all cute and kind, and look what happened. I nearly destroyed everything. All because you trusted me too much. Where is your background checked on me, Twilight? Where is my parents? How do you know I knew about your school? Where is all of this? You just blindly accepted me because you wanted me to be a friendship knower or blah, 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 blah. I thought that would have been the driving force of it. And I'm like, yes. Not only is this a good lesson to show the kids to always pay attention to who your friends are, because you may get friends who actually aren't your friends, but also on the matter of that, friendship is not always the 100% proper thing to always go to. It can be manipulated. It's actually pretty flawed if you just believe everybody and believe everyone with a nice face is your friend, when in actuality it's a lot more complex than that. Kozuglo could have been that example, but she wasn't. She's just a crazy filly who apparently has way too much brains for her small body and just wants to take over everything as an empress. That's my problem with her. So that's why the title says Kozuglo could have been great, but she failed. Now, we all have our own differing opinions. This is my personal opinion on that, of how I believe this character should have been, wrought. Like, what's the difference between Kozuglo going into the ranks and doing what she did, and Chrysalis turning into a pony and doing the exact same thing? They both have different personalities, and they both have different drives. So that's why I thought they were going for. The reason why Queen Chrysalis didn't do it is because she's too hell-bent to get back at the main six and Starlight, to tolerate them long enough to learn about friendship, to use it against them. But Cozy, that's a blank slate you could have used it on. So there's my opinions on that aspect. I will get back into the chat, and first I need to catch up because I'm pretty sure you guys have been blasting away in there. So I'm gonna start off right now. There you go. There's my view. I'll see what you have to say about it once I'm done catching up, I guess. Let's get going. In my view, it explained that the power of friendship is at the honest. Okay. Honestly, no matter how bad it is, there's always a way to get even worse. Always. Definitely always. I'm in Georgia. YouTube told me 5. She was always sketchy, though. Yeah, I had trouble viewing this live stream. Other than Kozuglo's villainy and the whole plot, something's wrong with that episode. All music was drained from music. Dyslexia. All magic was drained from unicorns and alicorns day 1. It is interesting how the most powerful. It kind of makes sense and also doesn't make sense. You would think the most powerful race of them all, being the ones that use magic, would lose their magic like at day 3, considering that they have way more reserves than what an Earth pony or maybe a Pegasi would have. But no, day 1, alicorns and unicorns just utterly useless. Like, how does that work? What is your hierarchy? Maybe it's the magic that takes the biggest first and then reaches down to the bare minimum. I don't know. What's wrong with season 8 finale? Nothing's wrong with it. It's just I feel like Kozuglo could have been executed better, and the way she was executed, the way now, I just feel wasn't the best. That's it. Carried on. You have a point there. You have a point there. It's like, in 3 days, magic from Equestria will be gone. Yet, the only way to move the sun and moon, as showcased multiple times in the series, is that the 2 princesses, or 5 extremely magical dudes, are able to move them. How did they know the days were going? Did they still, like... I don't get it. Okay, yeah, you have a point. You do have a point there, Captain Falcon Racer. I'm still on my opinion. Hasbro sucks at being subtle about character. Yeah, nah, that's definitely it. Which is why I like T-Rex, because he doesn't hide the fact that he's evil. I thought it was a red herring because she was so over the top cutesy, and pretty much every reactor thought she was trouble from the start. Except for me, I was the only one who gave her the benefit of the doubt for all intents and purposes. It wasn't until second time she showed up that it was pretty obvious that she was that bad. But yeah, I see what you're talking about. I've seen a few other reactions. I was like, yep, I don't trust that because it makes sense. That type of personality is suspicious. Anyone who unironically says golly definitely has some sketchy nature put into them. I mean, no offense to those who actually say golly unironically, but you know. Kozugo to me is power of manipulation. Yeah, manipulation is one of the most powerful things in this series apparently because everyone's gullible. We all know that Kozugo is being raised by Tyrek and made equestrian magic disappear. Now, okay, question though. Tyrek was like, yeah, she's like my protege. At what point did Tyrek get a chance to talk to Kozugo and Kozugo get a chance to talk to Tyrek? Because, granted, we didn't see all of his adventures while being so small and whatnot. See where he got from Tartarus, where he is now, to being old and stuff like that, and then getting Discord on his side. So maybe in between that, they met each other, talked, and they got in. That or Kozugo read about him in a book somewhere and was able to find out how to get in touch with him in Tartarus. There's a lot of different ways, but since they haven't really explained exactly how they kept in touch, we just have to keep it up to speculation. The one thing that would affix with my current viewpoint of how I believed Kozugo should have been executed, you could have done like a flashback scene with Tyrek showcasing that he was about to steal Kozugo's magic, but after Kozugo showcased how dedicated she was to him, he let her go, like showing that sign of mutual respect and thus shooting off Kozugo to be the antagonist and what got her out. That would be like a good motivational thing too. Like she read up about Tyrek, inspired by him, seeing that yes, magic, all this magic, it's so powerful. If you could just bring it all in one place and use it for your own accord. Those who control the magic control the world. And I admire that about Tyrek wanting to do that. So it's just like, that would have been proper motivation. Not the best, but definitely something more than just, power for power and I'm evil. Is Kozugo really the only villain here? Season 6 rolls around. Why is she interested in power? Yeah, well, we don't know. It's like, was she corrupted by Tyrek? Was she always inspired by Tyrek? What's up? Like, is she Tyrek's hellspawn? Because we don't know the mom and dad. Any thoughts on potential villain team up in the season? I've already said it like multiple times, but I've been trying to think of like a solid 6. And that's Kozugo, Tyrek, Queen Chrysalis, the essence of the Pony of Shadow, Sombra, if by any chance you can actually somehow revive that dude. By any chance. And the essence of Nightmare Moon. I don't know. That's the best 6 I can come up with, but like 3 of them are like a very, very hard no on them coming back. So, yeah. She's the pony, like Twilight and her friends. Honestly, if the power of friendship existed in real life, we would have weaponized it instantly. How exactly? See, that's the problem. You say weaponizing friendship, but tell me exactly how, in proper way and fashion, that humans, our humankind, can weaponize friendship. So you're telling me if I'm able to go up to a guy, be legitimate friends with him, and then shoot laser beams out of my eyes, heck yeah, we would weaponize that because we're friends and we can shoot laser beams. Awesome. But if we can't shoot laser beams and it's literally just us believing in one another to the point where if we believe in one another, why would we ever use it for a weaponized purpose? Like it's kind of like a double negative in a sense. It's like we have friendship, we're using it as a weapon. Those two things don't mix very well, so it makes it very complicated to actually making me understand that weaponizing friendship. When you weaponize friendship, it's no longer friendship. It's just a new word or an already predefined word that it's just more villainous. What would be her downfall, right? But that would be her downfall, right? The bad guys don't generally get friendship, but she thinks she does. That's the thing. It's too obvious. So that's my problem with this. It's like, granted, it's a kid show, so I'm not expecting like super hyper complex, light Yagami levels of deep lore with the character, but if I can see it a mile away, it just kind of ruins the fun of a character. While Tyrek is like, I wear my villain nature on my sleeve. While Cozy Glow seems to be a naive child who doesn't understand anything that's going on because she just believes in a certain mindset and doesn't seem to want to change her mind about it, despite the fact that it's utterly wrong. Ponified Tree of Harmony, then. When? I would like to see that. That would have been that would be interesting. And it's just like villains now that Cozy, Grogar, and probably new villains are going to be awesome for the series. I was doing my best not to bring Grogar or like any other like Gen 1 villains into the mix because in my Sinister Six thing, because I kind of want like the Sinister Six thing to be, I don't know. Would it be too much to say the Sinister Six shows up as season opener and then having Grogar be the season finale? It would be better if it's like, you know, switch because you have one villain versus, you know, the 6 new other villains or other types of villains. But yeah, I can see Grogar being part of that group. It's just, the only problem is, I would like Grogar to have his standalone episodes than just being part of a new group of predefined already villains, and then you just have Grogar, whose motivations are whatever, you just want to help, I guess. Doesn't Ponified fan art already exist? Everything about anything that you think about MOP probably already exists via DeviantArt. Some of the theories I've heard on Cozy are pretty crazy, but to be fair, I thought about other theories and then they're actually true. So I'm gonna keep an open mind. Definitely, anything can happen. It's always open ended when it comes to any character, no matter what like predefined thing that you already got from it. It's just how they execute it is how we determine whether or not it's good or not, right? Like any ideal can become very corrupted and or fail through simple lack of execution. We got that lesson with Tyrek and Discord. No, that's not friendship though. That's not friendship. That's not exactly using friendship as a means, because Tyrek wasn't using friendship against Discord to say, let's be friends, get rid of your friends, be my friend. No, that's a simple, hey, you used to be a villain, continue being a villain. Why are you being chained down? He's appealing to his evil nature. He's not appealing to his friendship. All right? There's a huge difference, which is why I say if Cozy Glow comes in with other villains thinking that it's friendship, it's not friendship. It's camaraderie. It's an achievement of a common goal and how they believe things should work out. Tyrek immediately backstabbed him because he never saw him as a friend. He never wanted to see him as a friend. And even Discord was like, I thought we trusted each other. And it's like, no. The whole thing with Cozy Glow is I want her to believe that manipulation of friendship is a weakness, not a defined thing to exploit. Like with Tyrek. And besides, it wasn't even heavily implied that was the case. It was just, hey, we're villains. Let's work together. Not a Cozy Glow literally climbing up the ranks of being a small girl. Climbing up the ranks all the way up to the school. Getting all these magical artifacts and nearly wiping out all the magic of Equestria this close. That's completely different. It's completely different. I have no clue, but where's this moving this on the movie? In the scenes, and I know why. Maybe Aoi's old. that would have been great. There are some theories explaining that Cozy Glow isn't really a pony. I myself don't believe it, but I know your thoughts. Don't think she's a pony. Then it would just bring up the question as to why does she want to look like a pony? Granted, you could say, okay, most of the ponies in Ponyville are ponies, so let's just blend in, right? But why specifically a Pegasi? Why a little girl? Why have a chest mark as a cutie mark to be the most suspicious cutie mark that anyone can ever look at? There's always, those type of questions that come to my mind. But my thought on the matter is, I don't see why, so I can't agree. But, twists are twists, I guess. Yeah, space episode. Maybe they'll meet cars up there. Trust me, man. As much as I would love to see cars show up in MLP. I kind of think of the same thing. I mean, when Tyrek got out of Tartarus and drains magic from ponies, he lets Cozy Glow be, and that's how she became his protege. That would make sense. And I would love just a tiny little flashback showcasing he's about to he's going up to Cozy Glow. He's expecting her to be afraid of her because he's this he at this point he's semi-big, and he's expecting her to be afraid, and she's just a little girl, and then she's not afraid. She's like, I really admire your work, and I just want to say you're incredible, and I feel really bad for you for what happened. And then Tyrik's like, oh wow, look at that. People aren't really dumb here as I thought. And then he just lets her go, and it's like, boom, done. Great motivation. She just admired Tyrik to the point where she's evil. Way better motivation. Oh, also, I don't know if you've seen comments in some of your videos, but your Patreon link doesn't work. Ah, really? Okay, I guess oh, right, because I changed the title and I never updated it. Thanks for reminding me. I'll be sure to do that. Sharon Force, man, I cannot say names. Kozuko should never have been the best villain. That's the title goes to Robbie Rotten. Robbie Rotten is just the quintessential all-around bad guy. Like, he has his own certified title. Like, you don't need to call him best villain. He's just Robbie. School of Friendship equals Hope Peaks Academy. They don't, darn it. Very well. Okay. We should let him catch up in the chat. Yeah, well, what? Koziglo is raised by Tyrek when he asked her to find a way to get rid of the magic of Equestria, and she did. Koziglo is raised by Tyrek when he asked her to find a way to get rid of the magic. But how? The problem is, yeah, they said it, so clearly it happened. So we're not denying the fact that it happened. But it's just like, when did this happen? Was it during the time where he was small? Or was it during the time where the events of Season 4 occurred? Or did it somehow happen when he was in Tartarus? I highly doubt the third one, but that's the only thing I'm talking about. Top tier villain. Random string of comments here. I think the point of her character was to emphasize that no matter how smart she is, Cozy is still a child. Her motivation would have made sense about friendship as power because she doesn't understand. Exactly. And that's the main problem here. She's a kid. She's a kid who achieves so much more than a lot of other grown adult-like pony figures than in this series. And I just find it that if only she realized that how she basically showed that friendship in the way that, you know, Twilight and the others are treating it is weaker than how she would believe friendship should be used. But here's the thing, once you use friendship in a completely different context than what friendship actually is, it's no longer friendship. So that's the main problem here. And you definitely still see those she's a kid mentality. She tapes the emblem on her crown, showcasing that she doesn't even have super glue. She just thought tape. You know, there you go. That's a kid thing to do. But it's like, again, that's what makes it conflict. That's what makes me conflicted to say. And I got on her about that. I got on the entire show about that. It's like, she's a kid and you're throwing her in hell. However, if even Hitler was 10, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't just give him a slap on the wrist and put him in juvenile hall, right? See, that's the third problem. Like, once you put age into account, how harsh are you gonna put a punishment on something that's really, really bad? So it's like, when does age become just a number in aspects? And that's another thing. Yeah. We have an Equestria. Yes. Tyrek didn't ask her. She asked him. Her plan, his advice. Yes. How did this happen? How could this have happened? Let's say it like that then. How did it happen? Tyrek didn't ask her. Cool. Koziglo asked him. How? How did she ask? Did she go up to the door, scream really loudly, and Tyrek's like, hey, ignore the dog barking, but this is how you do it. Or was it during a time where he was free? When did this happen? Flashback. Simple explanation. Other timelines. Need something here. My theory is that Cozy has a condition called systemic hypoplasia, which is a person born never ages. I can see it. It's not, explained in the show, so you're basically writing the show for the writers, but yeah, that's something that could happen. That could be the case. Yeah. And now I'm back all the way down here. Great. Jesus Christ. Alright, okay. What? Jesus. How far down did I go? Cozy as a villain. Stand. Yes. Where you was in condition. Where do you rank Cozy as a villain? Probably bottom 5, if not maybe on the 4th slot. She's not terrible. I just believe she could have been done better. Yet in Crusher Girls universe, I barely know anything with her high in Crystal Prep. You see in Marks of Effort episode, Cozy Glow came up to Twilight School so she could do what Tyrek asked her to do, which is to find out what Twilight was up to, manipulating her and her friends. Yes, and that's where the motivations of her character kind of just fall flat, because she's a kid taking advice from a giant red dude who again, how did she gain this information? Did they have a telepathic link? Did they get cell phones in Tartarus? It kind of contradicts the matter of you can't go inside the door unless you have magic. Cozy Glow's a Pegasi, so she can't even get in there to begin with. And immediately at the end of Season 4, he is brought straight back to Tartarus. So when would their interaction? It's like they brought it up and it's like they didn't really put up the reasoning as to how this occurred. So if it was all just up to Cozy Glow and her own personal vendetta of liking Tyrek and just like upset that he lost during his time, it would have made more sense, I can tell you that much, and not have to do so many different variables as to how could this have happened and stuff. Yeah, man, the animated series character. Yeah, I feel like you should just read the last messages rather than all the messages. I really can't, because then I would miss something, and then I rank her 4 out of 10, like community, but until he's find a way when Twilight made her as a new student by going to friendship homework. I never understood why they have to change echoes to reverb. I can understand gold experience. Oh yeah, okay, now this is a JoJo thing. What do you think about the season 9 theory? Chrysalis Cozy Glow are going to recruit Grogar and use him to revive Sombra so they can villain team up. I can see a lot of things happening. Hopefully they execute it well. Cozy Glow could have been what you have described her to be, a person that could easily manipulate friendship, but instead she was written to be a megalomaniac. And that pretty much sums up my entire thing with Cozy Glow right there. Thanks, Dark Devil. If you guys know in the scene, I think Cozy Glow is pretending to cry, and then CMC met her. They helped her, yeah. I rank Cozy Glow 3 out of 10 with King Sombra. Wow. For King Sombra himself, definitely in the 3 out of 10, in the low 5s, below 5. But King Sombra's mind, that's like good for contingency plans, definitely is up there with a 7 or 8. Cozy Glow, I have to give her at least a 5. I mean, like, she embodied something that I'm impressed to see happened, being able to use purely words to get what she wants, but it's just everything else centered around it brings that score down really low. Also, I agree with your views, John. There are a lot of mixed feelings about her character, but I agree that she could have been something so great they just kind of let this slip through their fingers. And of course, it's just my personal view and how I believe her character be executed. You can tell me how you believe her a better executed way of having her character. Anything that sounds better to you than what we got. And if you really believe that what we got was the best way to do it, that's fine too. There's no problem with that. It's the whole thing about opinions. To be honest, I've been losing interest in the show for a while. I'll say though that I hard time taking Cozy seriously. And if you're getting tired of the show, do not worry. We apparently have 1 season left. So if you're gonna be with us for the long haul, one season left. It's coming next year, I believe. I feel like Cozy was one villain that just wants to be popular, and it's kind of like Sunset in a way, but like instead of just being popular, but the whole ruling the world thing kind of fits into that too. The reason why she failed her test on purpose is because she's not interested that the elements of harmony are true. Alicorns and unicorns aren't master race anymore. Apparently not. Can you tell like the way you said honesty, loyalty, generosity, blah blah blah. Yeah, basically, yeah, she doesn't care about the elements, even though the elements is pretty much what defined the entire thing about friendship. The elements of harmony are not the elements of friendship. That's the thing that some people seem to misinterpret like a lot. It's like you use friendship to really use the elements, but it's not the elements of friendship. You can use the elements, what they say, but you also have a lot of different other factors that people have been, how people have been trying to label, like the element of courage for Spike, the element of humility for another character. There are other elements to become friends with another person. The elements of harmony just happens to be, you know, a core 6 things that, you know, you can use in your everyday life to be better friends with people. But they're not the main elements of friendship. They're the elements of harmony. The sun and moon is a problem with the storyboarders. That's because Twilight and her friends got manipulated by her. Maybe it's the unicorn magic is more blatant, while Earth Pony and Pegasi have more subtle magic artifacts, most protected. I guess. I guess. Golly, Jesus. At least. As for the sun and moon, maybe there was a failsafe since it's happened so many times already. That's actually pretty funny. Or perhaps it went to the sort of Everfree Forest thing and it just on a neutral cycle. If that's the case, then why have princesses anymore that are defined by their sun and moon aspects if they're now on a neutral cycle? Then why ever again? There's no more sun salutations or what was it? Sun that sun thing they do. They don't need to do that. It's just the sun. It just does its thing now. Tyrek he said that he never met Cozy Glow. All of their communication via letters. How? How did they send letters to each other? When did this happen? How can you send letters from hell? How do you, okay, even if you somehow say Cozy Glow was able to send Tyrek a letter, how the did Tyrek send them back? Okay? There's the explanational part then. If that is what you're advocating for, and I'm happy you bring it up because, you know, there are a lot of things in the episode that I'm still blank on because it's been a little bit since I watched it. But good for bringing it up. But now explain, how is that possible? There is no visiting hours in hell. The Chancellor said that the question most powerful magic is inside their artifacts, so to me, it makes sense that their power goes away last. Well, yeah, that makes sense. But it's still weird that the unicorns and alicorns just kind of just immediately. But hey, yeah, artifacts, that's pretty much it. They have their own stockpile. They have their own personal stockpile of magic. While unicorns and stuff have to channel their magic in some way, an artifact is just imbued with magic. It's going to take a little bit more time to drain something that is imbued with something. That makes sense. I wonder if this conversation is directed toward me or just in the chat alone. It's fine. In the beginning of the finale, when they were building Cozy as a gun, I would have rated her an 8.5, but now she's like a 4. Pretty much the same mentality that I had, man. But how in the hay but of Celestia did Cozy send a letter to? Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you for bringing it up, Sairi. Thank you. How do you receive letters in hell? I don't give a I don't care. I don't care. You have a guard dog. There is no other human interaction there instead of a guard dog. A guard dog's not gonna walk to the door, open it, grab a letter, bring it to one of the worst bad guys in the world, put it there, sit properly, wait for him to write down on it, take it, and then bring it back to another person. That's not how that works. Now, you could say, well, Tyrek used the remaining magic he had to teleport the letters to her, but then how did Cozy get them there? Because she's not a unicorn. And I'm not sure she's gonna go up to a unicorn and say, hey, can you send this to Tartarus for me? What? Even raising Moon has become a challenge. 5 minutes later. Moon! What would have happened if she won? That's what's up in the air for me. I'm not entirely sure what would have happened if Cozy Glow won. Good question, Rose Lips. Because it's implied that the magic would have been thrown into another realm, or everything would have been thrown into another realm. Either or, the magic would be gone. So, no more magic. You're all basically basic unicorns. That means the entire structure of their lives are going to fall apart. It's like, since there's no magic to raise the sun or moon, they're just going to be stagnated for all eternity. There's no magic in the Pegasi, so they can barely fly or use their abilities to take clouds and move them and help the crops. Earth Pony magic are no longer a thing, so they're not in touch with nature like they are. So things are just going to slowly but surely die out, because they lack the natural power source that they use to keep things in order. So, it would be bad. It will be slow and painful, basically. Wyatt, cold started. Derpy brings letters. Really? Really? Okay. So, basically, this isn't a problem on a logistical standpoint. This is a problem on the show standpoint. That we shouldn't be complaining that you can somehow send letters from hell to another person, period. We should be complaining that in this universe, that it is possible to send letters and talk to a person who's living in the most highly secure, most just prison that you can ever be on the planet. Sure, alright, why not? Let's have it that way. Derpy, being the awesome head mayor, male bag-carrying pony that she is able to traverse the very concept and transcend reality into Tartarus, bring Tyrek letters, and then have Tyrek send them back. Because you know what? Derpy is true neutral. She's not on an alignment. She doesn't care if this is a bad thing to do. She doesn't care. Because she's true neutral. She works for herself, dang it. So, sure. If you're gonna say that Derpy brings the letters, fine. I have a huge problem with it, and I hate it. There you go. But what about Cozy Glow's parents? Are they even existing? I don't know. We know nothing about her background. Nothing. The only reason I didn't suspect Cozy Glow being a villain is because I wasn't paying attention while I was watching the episode. Because I learned about Tyrek from the school. Cozy learned about Tyrek from the school. So, if she learned about Tyrek from the school, and she wasn't able... Like, how does this work then? It's like, you learned from Tyrek from the school. What's the timeline then? Did she always have this mentality of wanting to use magic as power... and then just thought, hey, Tyrek can help in that aspect after learning about it from the school? Or was her and Tyrek always a companionship? More things that are just left up to interpretation and not fully explained during the season finale, which is the point of building up a villain. Tyrek and Cozy never met in person. They communicated entirely through letters. How? And if you're going to say derpy, it's stupid and I hate the concept. One thing I like about Cozy Glow is how she opens the door to villains using the magic of friendship against the protagonist, kind of like how Madness in Soul Eater isn't an evil force. To defend your home, how does one weaponize friendship? You can't. Weaponizing friendship is when a guy is beating you up and then your best friend teams up to then your best friend team up to beat him. That's not weaponizing friendship. That's just friendship. Friendships have friends have each other's backs. That's another defining trait of friendship. If you're my friend, you're gonna be there for me if I'm in trouble. We're not using it as a weapon. That's just a common thing. You have to make it so that it's inherently a bad thing for anyone. A weapon is usually used to anything, whether it be good, bad, and otherwise. All right. You can also say, well, you have one guy who hates you, and his other friends hate you as well. They weaponize their friendship to gang up on you in the street. Just because I don't have friends to help me in that time, he has friends to help him, does not mean that the friendship he's using isn't weaponized. It's still just friendship. Some people are trying to justify that Cozy wasn't sent to hell, but rather prison. When they literally said anyone who goes to Tartarus is immortal. That's why Tyrek is alive and Scorpan isn't. So wait, some people are trying to justify that Cozy wasn't sent to hell, but rather prison. When they literally said, and yeah, that she's right next to Tyrek. Who would advocate for that? That's like literally like he's like, hey neighbor, want to be friend? Who was she talking to nothing? So no, yeah. Whoever says she's actually not in Tartarus is lying to themselves because they're trying to justify something. We don't know anything about Scorpan. Alive? Oh no. Hey, yeah, it is always talked about big villains. Well, look, bright side. At least the villain wasn't redeemed as always. Okay, when it got to redeemed villains. First villain that came to mind, first villain was Nightmare Moon. She was technically redeemed, so there you go. Then you get Discord, who gets redeemed later down the line. Then you get King Sombra. King Sombra wasn't redeemed. He straight up died. Then next villain was the Tree. You can't really say the Tree was a villain, so that's fine. Tyrek was not redeemed. He doesn't seem to be a redeemable kind of guy, so that's 2 and 2. And now season 5, you have Starlight, who gets redeemed later down the line. She was the main villain of those 2 courses. And then season 6, you got Queen Chrysalis, who isn't been redeemed. I know I skipped her, but I wanted to bring her in the other time that she was another villain to the rest of the cast. So you have Queen Chrysalis. So that's 3 and 3. Still even. And then you have Cozy, who's 4. So right now, unless I'm missing somebody, we have more villains who stayed villains than redeemed. Until Queen Chrysalis caves in and finally becomes redeemed, because that seems to be a thing they're just hyping up. So, even if villains are dead, I don't count, and also I don't count, like, Equestria Girls. You know, I could put Stunset in there, but I don't count Equestria Girls. The villains are dead, we can bring that be a plot device? Probably, yeah. I would love to see Sombra brought back to life via plot device. I would greatly enjoy that. But I feel like the starting villain built the whole show. Cozy did nothing wrong. Anyone heard of news about Grogar? No. Sun and Move have moved around countless times. Is that plot hole? It was a plot hole since the first episode, but you can make up a theory that magic is only needed to change the duration of day and night. I'm not entirely sure exactly, because as soon as Celestia and Luna gets captured, the sun and moon are literally in the same place, so it's kind of awkward. But you know, I'm not a smart pants. I can't really come up with a good theory about that. I mean, everyone talks about big villains, action, power, motive, motive, enticing story. Also, I think villains can be capable of using the magic of friendship. For example, if they mutual like doing like villainous things, but also are capable of incorporating the elements of harmony between them. So what you're telling me is, okay, hold on. Okay. Also, I think villains can be capable of using the magic of friendship. For example, if they mutual like doing mutual like doing villainous things, but also are capable of incorporating the elements of harmony between them. So you can be honest to a person, walk up to them, and I'm gonna eat your face, and then you do it. That's the element of honesty. Saying to one of your villain compatriots that he's gonna help you beat this guy up. That's very loyal of him to say, and do, in fact. And say that I'm only gonna kill your parents and leave your dog. That's very kind of a villain to do that. Ripping out a guy's tongue and then placing it back inside, and then waving his head up and down, and then simulating laughter by punching him in the gut. Yeah, that's very good laughter there. Definitely, yeah, I can definitely see what you're talking about. And I may sound a little facetious and douchebaggery when saying it like that, but I'm honestly kind of like saying that that's actually something that could be kind of incorporated, unironically. So take that as what you will. Comments like, I wouldn't. If I knew, I just don't spoil for others, only myself. I get you. Tyrek was manipulating Discord in season. Yeah, manipulating, not using friendship as a weapon or using friendship as a means. He's actually appealing to Discord's nature of being a villain. He used to be a chaotic being of chaos, and then suddenly he's a dog. Technically, is what Tyrek was comparing him to. That's not using friendship. He's not trying to be Discord's friend. He's trying to tell him, get off your leash. Become the villain that you know you are. Work with me. He's not his friend. Okay? And Tyrek giving the medallion to Discord as a means to continue on with the companionship. He's not his friend. Manipulation does not automatically mean you're using friendship to your advantage. You can manipulate people and you don't even have to give a damn about friendship about them. And my whole aspect of it is, if you are going to look at it as Tyrek was manipulating Discord, so that means that plotline was already interpreted. You're wrong. My plotline is you're manipulating someone and encouraging the fact that you cannot simply trust a person who says pretty words and has a nice face. And plus, Tyrek isn't a guy who has pretty words and has a nice face. He's a guy who's a villain appealing to another villain. That's it. But when you have a person walking up looking like a nice person, you're showcasing that friendship can be easily manipulated. Just like that. There's a huge difference. That's why I always think that's the Sun and Moon thing is weird. It messes with my head. Tristan and Starlight being friends because they use the elements in the closest thing we get. Cozy wants to look like a pony because ponies are cute. Sure. I find hippogriffs to be a lot cuter, ironically. And technically, like, I think, yeah, just like, I find hippogriffs to be cuter. Or you could, like, say Hippogriffs are cooler looking, but I just find hippogriffs to be cuter than ponies, especially with the hippogriffs that we have with the young six. I never understood how people think sending a kid who intentionally conceived a prisoner of hell in order to intentionally get rid of magic. She isn't like Starlight who didn't know about her effects. I never understood how people think sending a kid who intentionally contacted a prisoner of hell in order to intentionally get rid of magic. I understand, yeah. But throwing a kid in hell, it's not necessarily the greatest thing to say out loud, you know? I'm not saying it's wrong, especially when you got the actual near eradication of all magic of Equestria, so I cannot argue with that. But the simple fact that you still have Starlight coming in here with a gun saying, I'm going to do this because of my motivations of losing a guy once, and then shooting 6 times, missing, and believing that the gun only had blanks, but they all were real bullets. In the end, you still intentionally tried to harm us, and in the end, if things were to go your way, we'd all be dead. So it really depends on how much you're willing to say the intentions outweigh the needs of what actually occurred. All right? So, you know, again, I guess that's another subjective thing that I'm just not going to argue with. I think the only reason I get confused is because friendship lesson. What if cars equal Grogar? I would like that. Cozy, that's been wrong. Because friendship lesson can conflict, and because main conflict details get glossed over. He is so far away in the chat that when he gets here, he won't have any idea what what we're talking about. Probably. Celestia is redeemable because we're redeemed. Starlight was redeemed because she didn't really want to do anything too bad. She didn't really want to do anything too bad. She just wanted to go back in time and stop a friendship from occurring. On paper, sure, yeah, that's pretty safe. And since she was so busy with her own goals that she was unable to listen to reason. And even after seeing the aftermath of what would happen, she thought showing Twilight her backstory would make her justified in that last outcome that she clearly saw that happened. So, again, it really depends, right? Chrysalis is redeemable because her minions were redeemed. She's redeemable, yeah, definitely. And if she just, you know, gets her head out of her own rump, she can actually understand that maybe you don't have to feed off of love. You can actually just feed off of other things. Cozy is evil with a capital E. Also, power means protection and ability to secure moral wealth and pleasure. It's a legitimate motive for many in real criminal leaders. It really is the basic most of the time. I hate redemption. We're running out of villains here. Not really. Flim Flam. They seem more of just antagonists. Whole question is, how did Cerberus leave Tartarus since the gate can only be opened by magic? See, that just brings up again. How could Derpy go to Tartarus, knock on a door, and no one can answer because I don't believe that dog can open a door? How did Cerberus escape to begin with? That's another question here. How did he escape to begin with? Because in one of the episodes he escaped, and it's like he left Tartarus. I'm gonna bring him back. He brought him back. How did he leave though? And even Twilight's like, I had to use my magic to open a door to bring him back in. Meaning that the door was shut again afterwards. So what happened? There's a fine line here that we're missing. And unless it's all gonna come together in season 9, let's just keep it open-ended, I guess. If Cozy wanted the physical magic of friendship, she just got it wrong. Definitely, redemption is dumb. I mean, good villain. What if Cozy What was Cozy? How? What magic did she get? Like since she was able to get that one key, she got another one. I can see it, but it's just like, then you just bring up this, like, really, really specific plot device that apparently is also a key that you can use to get inside, while it's easier just to be a unicorn and just open a door. So, the only way she could get in is either manipulating or having someone open the gate for her, or having one of those keys that I have absolutely no idea how you get. Can't spoil then. When you have someone with a solid goal, just the wrong view on the goal, that is a villain. If Cozy was main 6A, would she have succeeded? It depends, really. Because at the current age she is now, and this level of intelligence that she showcases could either exponentially grow if she was that age, already that smart at that age, and then was main 6 age, meaning that her intelligence, she could come up with more contingency plans. It's like, okay, what if Starlight says that she doesn't want to go with the others? All right, so I have a contingency plan for that just in case. That's not going to actually foil anything else. Need to get rid of those CNC brats as well. Also, I need to make sure that if I am going to do this, I'm going to do this properly, correctly, and make sure there's as little as possible. I also make sure that there's any adverse effects or other person to come into view. I need to take them out, like that sort of thing. Don't know. I'm not entirely sure if she would have succeeded, but of course she can't succeed, considering, you know, villains can never succeed. But I definitely think she would be, I don't know, more tolerable to watch. 1 through 4 are my favorites, same. Fan theory, Cozy Glow equals Hitler. Throwing a child in jail. What is this? Gravity Falls? Yeah, and as soon as I did, yeah, I thought about that. Just like, well, they threw Gideon in jail, and Gideon had like a giant mech thing, and he just was proven to be actually corrupt. So it's not impossible for shows to be like, yeah, let's throw a kid in jail. But there's a huge difference between throwing a kid in jail and throwing a kid in hell, the biggest jail that you can probably ever do. Which makes me wonder, do you not have any other prisons in your verse? Is Tartarus literally the only prison you have? Because in that aspect, why not send them? Because in that aspect, it's like, if your only means to get rid of your problems is either throwing them in the most maximum security prison that you have, being hell, or throwing them into a separate dimension where people are humans, or just you don't know where you send them, so you just say, hey, out of sight, out of mind, right? Then do that all the time, I guess. Send everyone who is in Tartarus to another reality. Just do that. Because apparently that's one of your better ways to get rid of your problems. Students up. Open the gate and you're talking. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, he wrote the magical circle, activated the 6 artifacts, and timed the opening of the vortex to another realm. Cozy Hitler. Need I remind you of season 5, Starlight Glimmer? There's a different. Okay, why not a difference? Okay, no. When it comes to Hitler's charisma, you could say, or be able to talk his way into scenarios to get him into power. Yes, both Starlight and Cozy have the same level of potential. You know, until you go further into the fact of what Hitler did. Granted, happily, no other person's gotten that far yet in this series. So, what are you talking about? They said pen pals, Derpy will deliver anywhere. Pen pal, Derpy will deliver anywhere, even if it's hell itself. Again, if that's actually the case, and we're really gonna do that, I find that to be really dumb. If she wanted to just get, oh man. Why do you do this? Why do you do this, stream? Why do you intentionally try to harm me in thinking that you can just end the stream when you want to? Stop it. If you wanted to just gain the biggest number of allies, not like networking, it would actually make more sense if no one has magic like real life. The power is in leadership of most people. The whole thing is you have to take into account that a lot of their universe's structure is dependent on magic. It's like you can't have clouds without Pegasi using their magic to do the things that they do in their factory. You can't have magic without the Earth Ponies using their natural magical potential of being Earth Ponies to harvest crops and being good with crops. You can't have a lot of different things if the magic doesn't exist. which is why I have to say, if all of the magic is gone and they have to live like other things, their particular segment, because we've seen throughout like Everfree Forest and all throughout the Commonwealth of Equestria that there are people who's living without magic and they're perfectly fine. However, they have drastically different living arrangements. So we don't know how exactly this patch of land that they're living on would react and act like, especially the sun and the moon. Where it apparently is paramount to use magic at some point, right? We can agree to disagree whether or not magic is required to move those things, but we can sort of communally agree that magic in the shows proper has been showcased to be necessary to do something with those two giant floating celestial beings in the sky. We have to do something with that. So, well, Postman Ponies with the Discord's realm. Alright, so basically what you're trying to say is Postmen have just the interdimensional travel aspect down pat to them. So, fine. Here's the difference though. Discord's realm probably has like a little bit of a pocket dimension to get to him because he is a friend to the ponies. Tierik isn't a friend to the ponies. Hell is hell, and going there to send letters isn't necessarily the thing that I would think about to do. It's just like, Discord is mail in pocket dimension. Again, how do you know there's not a simple way of getting there? How do you know there is no other way of getting there besides randomly having the ability to teleport somewhere into a different realm? You're also not explaining how he got there. I'm explaining my aspect, saying there's probably a way to get there via Discord letting like a weird door in the middle of nowhere leading to his realm, allowing post ponies to know where to go. Plus, he's a trustworthy ally to the ponies. Tierik isn't. Tierik is a bad guy in hell with other bad people who has a door that you cannot open unless you have magic, which most mare carrier ponies seem to not have. And you can't. Also, I have to retract the key thing because unless she had two, she had to only have. If she had one, then she would be trapped in hell too, wouldn't she? So she would have to have two. Where is she getting these keys? How abundant are these keys? Like a lot of different factors that makes this hard to defend her. Hard to get it's really not. It's like a walking distance away. It's getting inside and getting back out which is a problem. Unless you're a unicorn apparently. And also need to get past the dog. I'm so serious, should we? Who could have been one? I'm still serious. Who could have been one to open a door and let its prisoners free? I don't know. Because to tell you the truth, from what I got to see about Cerberus, he's a pretty incompetent gate guardian. I have to say it's too early. I have to say it's too early to rate Cozy Glow. She is definitely going to show up next season. Well, yeah, it shows she's capable of in season 8. Yeah, so we're judging her now. That's it. You can judge her on your own behalf when season 9 rolls around. She shows up again. But us who want to talk about the current iteration of Cozy Glow that we got and from what we got to see of her now, the difference between Cozy Glow and Starlight was that you got her introduction in the beginning of the season, and then she came back at the end, showcasing that these are the main episodes you're going to see her being a villain and what her motivation and drive is going to be. Now, you have Cozy Glow, who at the end of the series had a little bit of a setup. You hate the fact that you don't really have that much to go off of, and now you have to wait who knows how long for the next season to show up, and then not even be guaranteed that she's going to show up in the season opener or the season finale, meaning that it's going to be more of a time than Starlight had to understand her viewpoints. So there is still a problem there, and I'm going to judge her based on this now. And when she does show up again, we can have another live stream and talk about the new instances of her character. Her character arc is so finished. Yeah. Maybe this is a third party that maintained a communication between Cozy and T-Rex. See, and that can show up in season 9. If that shows up in season 9, all is forgiven. But since I'm not seeing it, and we're kind of just writing the story for the writers of the actual show, I can't count that. I can say it as a possibility, and if it happens, booyah, that's one more point going on the awesome scale. But since it isn't the case now, I gotta say no. It's just a good idea. Having a third party be the one to maintain the communications between Cozy and T-Rex, the ending can be set up to defeat was to back up the main plan. Like that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Hopefully they do it, so that makes sense. But if they don't, and it's highly possible they won't, it's also highly possible they will. You don't know. It didn't happen yet. Below 5 out of 10. The ultimate villain was Derpy all along. She's the one transporting letters. Dude, you know me when Derpy showed up again and I hurt myself. If it's revealed that Derpy was the master manipulator, the above all be all main villain that is going to end off the entire generation of My Little Pony, I will quite literally just kill myself. Like, I can't live a life like this. My heart's been played with too much. I kind of comics also like her better than some Crusher Girl villains. Higher myself, 6 or 7. I agree with that. She is better than Sombra. At least she was more of a presence, given the fact that she actually had a body to use. So, you know, definitely has that going for her than anything, really. Let season 9 be the villain. Just season 9 in and of itself. Derpy delivered her letters, and I just cannot see that being the actual case. And how the heck did she go into hell and come back out? Just say Nightmare Moon is just Luna, but the wrong view of her goal. Discord is the embodiment of chaos who used to have a wrong view of his goal. Maybe Cozy will get the Sombra tree. They'll make her a better character in the comics, but nobody will care about it because nobody reads the comics. That's sad, but true. Final bill in the memo. Ah, dang it. Start back up. Seriously, I don't understand. I don't understand my internet connection. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What the heck is up with this stream? What is up with my internet connection? It's not. It's full bars. I have pure bandwidth here. What's up? I hate it when this happens. It's only been an hour. We went on for 3 hours last time with no problems. This is always a bothersome thing. Whatever. It's gonna continue. All right, I'm gonna try this. All right. Yeah, the comics are good. Guess who's at the bottom of the chat because he's tired of being so far away. Also, only reason why I see that Cozy is Chrysalis is saw the Tree of Harmony and saw the power of friendship is included in making the efforts to do anything to ruin Starlight. So it's still up in the air about that. They were pretty much showcasing that Queen Chrysalis and Cozy Lure are two separate individuals. I'll read the MLP comments. Yeah, it's just a broad. Dark Devil? It's more of a broad spectrum. It's like the vast majority of bronies, at least as I've known, don't read the comics. I read the comics. I've read a few myself, and I find them to be really friggin' good. But yeah. Cozy Lure is real. Cozy is trying to stop the stream. She didn't like you talking shit about her. Apparently. It's called constructive criticism, Cozy. Get used to it, all right? You can be great. Season 9 can make you the best villain ever. Just hopefully that's the case. But right now, I'm gonna harshly judge you. As far as I'm concerned, she's the weakest villain of the franchise. A one-trick pony, like Slade in Teen Titans, who just manipulates but kicks ass. King Chrysalis is still out in Crusher. Yeah, definitely. Some people is like one per. This was back in when I was in the far out. No. This was recent. It's like Queen Chrysalis. Yeah, they pretty much showcased that Queen Chrysalis is her own character. She's not Cozy Glow. No, I don't believe that theory at all. He defeated Cozy Glow standing by cheating Joseph style. Cozy is flowy. Guys like, be sad about having a scroll back up. Jeez. Just back down with us. Yeah, I'm here now. I'm gonna try to see if I can stay, I don't know, relatively in the same aspect. The only thing is I'm afraid I'm going to miss people because this chat just goes by so fast. Unicorn and Pony have opened a portal. So if you have something you wanted me to read, put it down now and do it quickly. Give it 5 minutes before he's lost again. But, yeah, I honestly believe that myself. MLP Infinity War. Kind of. Naysay did the end the episode versus Universe versus Cozy Glow, the best anime battle of 2018. I used my secret tactic. Run away. Stream ended. Play. Wait. Someone write a fanfic about the male pony and going through all levels of hell just to give a damn letter. Yeah, I know. It sucks, right? See, this is what happens when I want to be with you guys in the bottom of the chat so I can get instant gratification. You want me to go back up? I can instantly go back up and be lost again. Be perfectly fine. Oh, it's crime. Distract you from the fact that Starlight systematically, single-handedly, and successfully wiped out all life from Equestria and probably the planet. Yes! But people will say, hey, since it's time manipulation and she didn't intend to do it, I guess that means it's fine. No! It does not! I did not mean to punch my sister in the face when I was young, but I did it anyways because I thought I can get away with it. Maybe Celeste should have sent Cozy to the moon for 1,000 years instead. You know what? Yeah, at least she'll be up there, unable to talk to anyone. They found a villain MLP and Hasbro trying to reboot the universe. So the biggest thing that makes a villain hero is a goal? Not really. No, it's not the only thing. Motive and goal can help a lot. Let's say you start a war, but you only start a war because your girlfriend died once, and you never got over it when you were a kid. That's kind of pathetic. But if you start a war because you feel like humanity itself is not worth living, that's way better than the first one because it's not selfishly dumb, and it's just variously villainously contrived. While the next one would be like, the integral nature of society is flawed. I'm trying to reset this balance of hypocrisy. I'm going to wipe out 50% of the universe because I feel like the overpopulation problem is going to one day wipe us all out anyway. So I'm trying to help you guys out. See, that's the main difference between a good goal and motive in line with your villainy than just saying, well, I felt I was dealt a bad hand once. I'm going to say this again, once in my life. So I guess I feel reign to understand that everything I'm doing is right. People act like Taurus is unreachable or in another dimension, while it's just a rock throw away of almost a revolving door. Almost anyone could open it, and it has bloody keys. Yeah, but no, you do know. Just know, if you need a key for it, you either need another unicorn with you because that key is a one-time use, and you go inside. If you go inside, you're just stuck in Tartarus now, unless someone else walks in. And plus, you have Cerberus to deal with. And granted, I believe Cerberus seems to be a very incompetent guard, but again, it's a giant freaking three-headed dog. And to tell you the truth, I think if it wasn't for Fluttershy and her natural connection with animals, they would not be able to handle Cerberus, or that, or we have to, put him down in some way, not like kill him, knock him out. Because because it was Fluttershy's nature that put him in a passive state, right? If I remember correctly from the episode. So unless you're as good with animals as Fluttershy is, just because you get in Tartarus doesn't automatically mean booyah, yeah, I get to free all the prisoners. And if mail carrier ponies get a pass, who's stopping Cozy Glow from just becoming a mail carrier, going inside Tartarus, getting an easy in and out, and just releasing everyone? Like, that's another thing. And besides, we didn't know Tartarus was just a stupid door somewhere. We actually thought it was from another plane because both the times we saw T-Rex go down there, it was like instantaneous. The first time was during the flashback scene with Star Swirl, and you just see him going down one place. It's like, oh man, you just opened up the planet and then dragged him inside. And now, and during the season 4 finale, you just kind of see him you see Tyrek open a portal to Tartarus and throwing the princesses in. And then you see the main 6 blasting him so hard that he goes back into Tartarus inside of a cage. We did not know there was just a door. Which is dumb. It's like they wanted to retcon that in a way, but maybe Derpy distracted the Cerberus with a muffin. It is highly possible. That I'm telling you, Cerberus is very incompetent. He can just have a bone on hand, and you got a good 10 minutes tops until he comes back for you. Yeah, user stand mate in heaven to race up the MLP universe. Oh god, no. It's on the theories. And I'm lost again. Great. See, you guys go so fast. You guys go too fast for me to try to catch up. It's terrible. Look at me. I'm already lost again. I don't even know where I am. Jesus Christ. Say the goal is protecting your kind. JoJo. I just missed a bunch of JoJo references and a bunch of theories. It's made of creatures in Tartarus. What do you think? Who do you think? I think that's just natural selection and natural progression and evolution in their verse. I don't know. What do you think Cozy Glow's favorite rock and roll band is? I don't know. Rolling Stones. Cozy is one of no true. Midnight Castle. The hero does this actually caring for the well-being of others and keeping them close. I guess sending Cozy Glow to the moon is worse than hell itself. Yeah, I mean, you're lonely as hell if you're just on a rock. At least you have neighbors to talk to, right? In Tartarus. I'm just copying and pasting my old comments. That you skipped. Commented or wrote earlier. You see, thanks to the stream, if Cozy won the whole world would die, and the inhabitants would have to go to the human world. Ha! Yeah, that would. Whoa, man, that would be weird. The villain does it by destroying whatever. Here's pure want the power of realistic motivation. It's not just cliche. It's also Cozy might not know the extent of how magic is used in Equestria, like a child doesn't know to teach tech adult uses. Yes, and that's the problem. She's a kid, and the fact that she got this far is still baffling to me. If she's smart enough to do all of this being so young, how can she be so dumb not to understand the broader implications of many of the things she's trying to achieve? It's a weird balance they're trying to go with here. The thing that bothers me at the end of what lies beneath, Cozy knows what the Tree of Harmony is alive, and she doesn't look concerned. Maybe she knew it ruined her plans. Who knows? Maybe. So you're telling me that she did all this? You know, at first I was gonna look at this pessimistically, but now I'm gonna look at it actually optimistically for once. You know, in this stream. She saw the Tree of Harmony, and so she based her plan. It's like, what is the most outrageous, biggest thing that I can do, but I know I'm gonna fail because I have a thing that is going to stop me even if I get really close to succeeding. The tree. So if I go with the idea of doing this whole magic situation and nearly trapping the main 6 in hell, nearly incorporating and throwing the lives of everyone down the crapper, getting rid of all the magic, and fail, I get to go to Tartarus, and then have partners that can help me succeed in the next come around. If that's the case, and that's what they're going for, and they explain this exact thing in Season 6, Cozy Glow can be the best villain to me. There you go. But, since that is not the case now, and we don't know this 100%, thanks for the suggestion on that aspect, we're just going to keep it up to speculation. Right now, she's still pretty bad. I know motive plays a big factor. The student 6 told her straight up the tree is sentient. Yep. Guys. Yeah, you don't need to hold. I'll do this. I'll just deal with the fact that I have to just be lost in the chat until people start leaving. Once they start realizing, okay, this topic has been done to death, let's leave. But trust me, goal to find both heroes and villains. Yeah, definitely. If you just have a hero like Rey who does everything just because she can and just because she has to in a way, not just because she has to, because she just feels like, oh yeah, I can just do it. Yeah, you get a very boring villain, a very boring hero who I do not like in The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. I don't like Rey. She's a very boring protagonist. And the villains, being Kylo Ren, I kind of like Kylo Ren. I'm not saying he's the best villain that you can come up with, but he's definitely better written than what Rey is going through. So much crap that, you can kind of get behind him in certain regards. It's just like, what the heck has Rey gone through? Anyway, it's just go to find the villains. Maybe the male ponies are the ones who make the keys to Tartarus. The male ponies will be playable in the next Kingdom Hearts. Other fan theory. We're on the fire today. Good job. Because using friendship to gain power is the exact. I think she is the best villain in the show. Using friendship to gain power is exactly what it is in the show. Unlike every past villain, she believes in magic of friendship, but chooses to use it for evil. See, that's good if her follow through actually came through in that aspect. This is your beginning statements is exactly what I thought her character was. She's using friendship to her advantage. She's using the weakness of friendship of trust and loyalty and everything like else, putting up a front just so she can finally turn the heel and say, I did this all, and look at this. You all failed, and now all your magic is going to be gone because you're idiots not to see through my facade. But it's the simple fact that she's like a psychopathic creature of unholy proportions that it kind of makes you wonder how she got this far to begin with. Stop. I like starting around Cozy. Despite all the planning, where Cozy is weak as like other villains, she has no backstory. Even Sombra in Discord has some form of background. She has no background, and that's not a problem here. Yeah. Chrysalis realized that friendship is the most powerful magic in Equestria. Cozy Glow and Tierk win. They realize friendship is more important. Where is the love of every fade and rainbow? I am the trees with the moon and sun. Jesus Christ, why is the chat so long? Since even Twilight was surprised it broke. How can we know it was one-time use key since even Twilight was surprised it broke? How do you know it was or wasn't? It's like asking me that question only will bring up the question about the opposite factor, and thus we were in a neutral agreement that neither of us know. So there's no conversation here. It's just you don't have proof that it was a one-time use. I have no proof that it wasn't a one-time use. So it's kind of like saying, I believe in God. I don't. Prove that God exists. Prove that he does. We got nowhere. You don't have to stop. I'm just trying to shorten down my answering. That's the main problem here. I'm answering too long. Cozy philosophy is the antithesis of the show's message, which, in my eyes, is what writers should have strived for to make villains. Characters whose philosophies play themes of the story. Everyone freeze. Oh my god, Jesus. Jesus Christ. No, man, dude, there's too many people going off. There's no way everyone could just stop at once. It could, if any magic or Cozy sabotaging it. Zip it, Act 3 freeze. So, all my JoJo fans are really helping out in this aspect. Not only did Cozy Glow didn't want to take the picture of Starlight, and Cozy Glow didn't want to take the picture of Starlight at the beginning of Season 8, and she showed no interest in Starlight and dislikes her a lot. Get this to Dr. Wolf, MLP, the movies, The Escape from Midnight Castle, Twilight Kingdom, renew it. So I see Chrysalis being cozy. But prove me wrong. Because gotta type fast. So you gotta type fast. So Waldo, then Cozy. Cozy Glow is not Chrysalis. Cozy Glow is not. The only thing that I can say Cozy Glow is not Chrysalis for is because, well, why would Chrysalis go through the trouble of transforming into a completely separate pony and to take pictures of them during a photo day when she could have just as easily walked up to them as Cozy Glow, saying, "Hey, I'm gonna make a scrapbook of all my favorite teachers and head mayors. Can I take a picture of all of you?" Easy. You know they're gonna accept, because why would they not accept that from a little girl who just wants to make a scrapbook? So why go through the trouble of waiting for a day where they want to take a picture of one another on their own personal agenda? than just being cozy and doing it. That's the problem here. What do you think about the idea that Cozy planned to get into Tartarus all along? In your reaction, what do you think about the idea that Cozy planned to get into Tartarus all along? Again, I think I already been through this. If she was trying to get into Tartarus, and the only way to do that is by doing the most heinous thing possible, even though you're so young, they don't care about how young you are. You almost succeeded in something so bad, it nearly brought everything into chaos, that we have to put you in Tartarus. Because if she did any other, like, minor thing, they would have just thrown her into a standard prison or another type of thing and not be able to get into Tartarus. If that is the case, and that is brought up in Season 9, and Cozy Glow explicitly says, I did this on purpose, then yes, I will concede in saying that this is good. But right now, we gotta wait until that actually happens. Just slow it down. Someone is using a mate and having to speed up your comments. It's like the idea of being captured after your season. Inside Tartarus. The chat is way smaller than you think. Icy's picture means probably skipped over. So who ship Pinky and interactions? Sadly, if you were smart manipulated, it doesn't imply you were smart in general. if you are smart at manipulation, it does not imply you are smart in general. Which just brings up the matter of how did she get this far? Just like, okay, you also need to be semi-smart in general to even understand what it means to manipulate the person you're manipulating, right? Because you can't just say, okay, I'm going to manipulate this guy to do what I want. Now, what exactly do I want him to do? I can make him do something, but what exactly is it that I want him to do? And the thing that I want him to do is implicated of the matter of which I am coming up with an idea and a plan, and I'm about to execute it, and that executed plan has to be somewhat complex, because using a complex nature of what she did throughout this entire season finale is incorporate to the fact that she put up major contingency plans on contingency plans, making sure that everything went in a domino effect, that everything went in her favor, yet she doesn't understand the intricate nuance of friendship cannot be weaponized because friendship is friendship, and if you're going to weaponize something, use something else that actually has a weaponistic nature. Whatever. No one's ever given me a birthday cake. Tarek's birthday. Needs more Steam mods. Keep cat calm, delete messages, and try to post links. Tell him MLP movie. Fine, we'll tell them to renew it. To stop. I just think of hero villain goals are pretty much the same. It makes everyone neutral. Their methods are crying out. It sets their heroes and villains apart. See, now when you try to neutralize heroes and villains to the point where everyone is neutral, it kind of makes it so that what is the concept of good and evil to begin with? Like, I kill a man. That's in some ways bad. You know, I killed a man that killed my brother. That's an Avengers story. And the guy who killed your brother is pretty much an asshole, so he deserves to die too, right? But it's still inherently evil to kill. But you did it for a purpose that is akin to you. This person killed a lot of innocent people, so we killed him to make sure he doesn't do it again. Killing is inherently wrong, but we did it for a proper purpose and thus making it good. There's always differences in good and evil, so when everything is neutral, nothing is good or bad. So I get where you're coming from when it comes to the hero's motivations, like with Thanos. Thanos is doing things out of his own purpose to help out humanity and help out everyone in the universe by wiping out half of everything. Doing that would sustain life for a little bit more longer than what, and plus it proved to be a success. So it's wrong to kill a bunch of people, but if you're doing it from an intended purpose of wanting to help everyone in the long run, it's not inherently fully evil, right? So I get where you're coming from. It's just, you know, Cozy Glow and everyone else, Tarek running around, blowing up trees. Patreon earlier. Yeah. Post links. I think this season is differing. I think the season 6 is differing of punishments. It was Starlight, Twilight, and her friends was involved in them and knew about the time events, while with Cozy, Celestia and Luna decided. Celestia and Luna definitely have weird ways of punishing the people who did bad things. I can see where you're coming from. Definitely. Like, what would happen if Celestia was, like, there, too? And it's like, well, Starlight pretty much put us through hell and back, so time for her to go to hell, I guess. Yeah. I see what you're coming from. But here's the thing. Trixie does 1.5 bad things. She's apparently blacklisted. Starlight does 2.5 bad things. Nearly 3. and you can become a student and redeemable, bar none, and I trust you with everything that I have. See, that's where Twilight's, like, weird double standard comes into play. It's hard. We'll never find a way out because you get lost in a matter of seconds. Yep, finally, someone agrees with me. Well, not just links and stuff. It's pudding. Derpy as a Keyblader. The possibilities are never endless. Darn it. Tyrek hates trees. Usually you're manipulating people to actually hide the fact that you are uneducated. That could be something I can agree on, because when it comes to manipulation, you gotta go with the master manipulator Hitler himself. Because as much as I don't like talking about the guy, you have to talk about it because he did indicate how far a person can go through words alone. With sheer words, he was able to build up a regime and do unspeakable things with that said regime. And that sort of thing it's impressive on a point where human nature and just a simple mind can get that far. But you have to admit that he had to be smart to do that, right? And so I'm comparing it to that. So if you want to say there are other people out there, name an example of another villain who's inherently dumb and not a kid, who is inherently dumb but is good at manipulating people. Do that, and then I can concede with this little mini argument we're going back and forth on. Because that's pretty much it. That's the only thing I need to know. Because I'm too busy comparing it to something that is, like, highly up there, while you're trying to explain to me that you don't necessarily have to be smart to manipulate people. But I always attribute manipulation to being smart. You have to be somewhat smart to know how a person ticks. Nikki is fake. It's basically every fan theory ever, and never proves it gets nowhere. Yeah, I enjoy theories, but if you start declaring your theories as the proper way to see a certain character's viewpoint and see, you can always have theories, but if you say that your theory is what makes up for things that isn't explained yet because you feel like your theory already explains it without it actually being explained, that's where I have a problem. Like, you could say Cozy Glow did this on purpose. You could say Cozy Glow had other ulterior motives. You can say that the mail carrier ponies were able to bring the letters from hell and back to a little girl, for a little girl then to send more letters back and for the guy in hell to send them back as well. You always have those theories. Those are fine. When you say this is exactly what happened because it's the only thing that makes sense, I got a problem, because it isn't the only thing that makes sense. There are other things that make sense as well, and you can't write the story for the writer. You can't do that. I hope Derpy's in a reboot of MLP. So, read George Joestar's last stream. I did not have much time. I don't know how many people are on my DeviantArt, but I've been posting out Kurata vs. Yang, my animation of Kurata vs. Yang round 2 for a while, because I've just been doing nothing but animate that fight, because I'm trying to make all the fight and everything about it and post it before October 27th when Ruby Volume 6 comes out. Which, by the way, for the people who are here, I am going to react to that volume. And for those of you who were not there or did not see the particular video I made, I reacted to the rest of I got through with the rest of Volume 5, but all my data was corrupted and I lost all my reactions to the rest of that series. So I'm sorry about that. I could do a thing where I rewatch them for you if you want me to do that, but that's just it. I'm not gonna force that on you, but I'm also going to bring in volume 6 once it comes out. So I wasn't able to read George Joestar because I was too busy doing other things. I'm sorry. I wonder if Cozy Glow is being used by. I wonder if Cozy Glow is being used by a bigger villain, like the comic Sombra was being used by his mom, and it was manipulated Sombra's girlfriend. Man, that's a douche mom. Wait, where could I read George Joestar? Come to order, Cartoon Judge. I see you keep, I keep seeing you post this one thing about My Little Pony, the movie 2017, The Escape of Midnight Crap. Like, I see it, man, but I don't get what I'm supposed to say about it. Honestly, for a kid, she covered all the bases. Step 1, pick the day all creatures become powerless. Step 2, take out main 6. Step 3, use the versus dislikes of the race to take out the secondary 6. Yeah, she's definitely impressive, and I'm honestly impressed. But it's the fact that she's a kid and how I compare her to other characters who never got this close before. You're just like, So Cozy is trying to rip off the Lynch plan from the creative episode Adventure Time. Just go to Tartarus so you can free everyone. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is what the Lich did. It's like, kill a cosmic being, huh? And I just go to the most high secure prison ever, and my corruption is going to be able to break everyone out? Neato! Oh, I love the Lich. CG. Judge, please stop. Stop spamming. Emoji Movie, July 28th. You already posted once. Still live? Yeah, still live. When are you? Start the Sunday Patreon stuff. As soon as I get like multiple people. Well, hold on. Because I was going to do it once I got one, but apparently since I'm not getting like notifications, maybe people have already gotten that tier. Hold on. Oh my God, Jesus. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, right now I have 6 Patreon, 6 backers. One of them being one of my, a friend of mine's. Okay. Let's see here. Because I have not been getting notifications for some reason. I'm trying to set it up to where my phone can actually, freaking tell me that people are now donating to my Patreon. So, all right. And I'm starting to Sunday things as soon as I get messages from the Patreon backers and whatever your request is. Because I go to my messages and then I see nothing. I try going to my page. I tried to go to the actual Patreon posts, and still nothing. Yeah, it makes me wonder if you're just giving me money to be supportive, or just giving or trying to use YouTube as another way of doing it. The best way to do it is either through Patreon and sending me a message, because apparently it's not giving me like other messages other people have done. Like, I'm looking around, I'm not finding a single message saying, hey, react to this right now. So if you are a Patreon backer, and I highly appreciate this, and I want you to do this, send me via message what you want me to do, so on a Sunday I can just get it done on that day. I'll do it immediately once I get a reaction request to do something. That's my answer to that question. But I did not know I had this many backers already. It's like, I'm honestly kind of, wow, man. I really need to get that notification thing set up. See here. Yeah. It's weird. Okay. But that's all I gotta say to that. That's all I gotta say to that. Right now, I have people who donated but didn't actually tell me what they wanted during those tiers, and that's all I gotta say to that. Okay, continuing on. Oh, jeez. Okay. It's kind of hard to argue through small comments. Gotta wait until the stream uploads to leave a full response. All right, you can do that. I dreamt I hit you on the head. Why? Stuff like lawful neutral, true neutral, chaotic neutral. Yeah. I know the alignment. I know the alignment scale. What are we talking about exactly? Code of Glow was basically Tyrek. They both tried to get rid of magic, except instead of trying to absorb it like Tyrek, she was a Pegasus that couldn't use the magic and have gotten rid of day and night cycle. Tyrek hates trees, bless forests. Yeah, I saw that one when I randomly came down to the bottom, as I did again. Jeez. Alright. I have no clue why Tyrek hates trees, man. He just has a vendetta. Reminds him of the biggest enemy, the Tree of Harmony. Or the other words, the old quote goes, you either die a hero or as long to see yourself become the villain. How long is 30 moons? I would love to say 30 days, but you know, are we talking about new moons, full moons? What's up? Either die a boring character or live long enough to become an edgelord. Apollo Jr. You shot this line. Moons is 819 days. Are you kidding me? All right, stop spam. Oh my god, you either die Sonic or live long enough to become Shadow. I'm the coolest. Starscream could have seen as a skilled manipulator who isn't very bright. You know, that's actually a really good example. You know what? Yeah, thanks Scorn Force. I don't remember the name of the user who brought up this topic. But yeah, Starscream did manipulate a lot of people during his time. He's not necessarily the smartest tool in the shed. And I'm not meaning that just because he's a robot. So, Syndrome from The Incredibles. Syndrome was a brilliant dude. Are we talking about the same topic here? He was incredibly smart. His ideals and his actual motivation made sense to do. And in fact, many people are arguing that if he did succeed, things would have kind of been a little bit better. His main goal was to make everyone super. It's kind of like the Republican viewpoint. If you give guns to everyone, then it's going to be harder for people who are crazy with guns to fight people who are natural minded with guns. Like it's going to be like that scene in Deadpool 1. It's like you got a guy threatening the barkeep. And you just have everyone get up, pulling out a gun. It's like, now that guy is not going to do anything now because now he has an entire army backing him up. It's like that sort of thing. It's a fun world to believe, but you know, people's mindsets are always skewed and stuff like that. I'm not here to talk political nonsense here, but I believe in Syndrome and his ideals. I believe he was actually really smart. And manipulation, he wasn't really like the manipulator. It was more of Mirage's thing. You know, why does Shadow say I'm the coolest? He's his low self-esteem, probably. King of Boo, Adventure Time could definitely fit the bill, but it helped that the citizens were even more stupid. See, I can't. Yeah, as soon as you brought up the fact, like, when you brought in the King of Boom, like, well, he's not really. Yeah, he's not smart, but it's not like he was going up against other intellectual minds here. Like, the Candy people are stupid. All right, especially the Managars. They just kind of blindly followed him until they realized he was too mean to handle. So, yeah, I can't really count the King of Boo. Now, if he somehow manipulated Finn, Jake, Princess Bubblegum, Marceline, and heck, even the Ice King to a certain regard, then I'd be like, yeah, all right, that's another example of an idiot being able to manipulate people good. But he just manipulated other idiots. I don't believe that. Adventure Time has basically done every kind of villain. Technically, yeah. All the good types of villains they had. Yeah, see. Weird to me how they... That's Season 8 send off when Cozy's sinister smile and anything planned for her. Oh, yeah, definitely. But it also could be... Well, actually, let me counteract that, actually. It just seems very weird to me how they would have that Season 8 send off with Cozy's sinister smile and not have anything planned for her. I'll take that and I'll raise you the end of The Force Awakens in Star Wars, where Rey is handing the lightsaber to Luke Skywalker, who is in full Jedi robes, by the way, on an island specifically that he wanted people to find him at if he was ever needed. And then have it left as a cliffhanger. And then when you come back to it, he's apparently a hermit who doesn't care about anything about the Force and throws the lightsaber over his shoulder and makes everyone pissed off at the fact that he's nothing like we expected him to be. See, there's a thing. Like, you can have something sent off and have a horrible payoff on that, and you have those sequel baity-like movies that actually don't know that they're going to actually get a sequel. So it just comes off as you're expecting too much of something that you did. So it's highly possible that the guy who wrote that episode, or anyone who wrote that episode, said, okay, we got Cozy Glow, and this is what our thing is. We have an entire year and a half or so to actually come up with a proper means to execute whatever the heck we just did. It's always a possibility. I do not want to believe that's how Hasbro works. I want to believe they have all this structured and planned out. In fact, I do believe that. But just know, don't always take that as face value just because they have like a little bit of a cliffhanger. Means they know exactly what to do with that cliffhanger come next installment where they have to capitalize on it, you know? Follow, not that is MLP Gen 1, the a great theatrical movie until now. Escape from Midnight Castle. It started Gen 1 issue. Yeah. One timer. Speaking of other cartoons, have you seen the crossover between Steven Universe, OKKO, Teen Titans Go, and Ben 10 that came out some weeks ago? I know it exists. I want to do a reaction to it, but I'm not entirely sure if I should, because I only like one show in that entire roster. So there's the problem. And it's not like I don't like OKKO. It's more like because I never got a chance to get into it to like it. So I can't... and I don't want my first introduction to the main character of OKKO to be a crossover episode with a show that I really like and two other shows and one show I drastically hate and one show I'm just miffed about because it exists. You know what I mean? So I'm going to say that. I'm going to put down the Bunsen burner for a while. And by the time I get to it, it'll be so irrelevant for me to watch it. But, you know... I probably only watch it because apparently there's like a lot of references to old Cartoon Network stuff. Why were you spamming? It's not making sense. Yeah, I seen that crossover. It's better get money because you know what already. I better get my money. I better get my money because you already know what I wait 6 already. Want wait 6 already? What? Okay. What? We went from LLP to JoJo to Sonic to Adventure Time and now to Cartoon Network. Cozy Glow is so boring. They're just looking for something better to talk about. Well, I would agree with that if we didn't already talk about it for almost an hour and 45 minutes. It's just more like we're running out of topics to really talk about Cozy Glow on. And we really just want to start talking about random things in the stream now, which is perfectly fine. I put my Patreon requests in the messages, I think. What the heck? I'm not seeing anything. All right, how about this, man? Okay, hold on. Since you did that, let me get this. All right, tell me what it is you want me to react to, so I can get to it on Sunday. Do that now. Send me. Tell me what it was, cause mine is in community on your page. It's like, okay, I'm going Patreon. Go. Messenger. No. Host. It's like it's not helping me at all. This entire structure system is effed. Community. Let's see here, October 5th. All right, here we go. Just wanted to drop by and say hi, keep doing what you're doing, have a wonderful day. And see, it's like I Am Trash came by, dropped the whole $10 and said that. Don't even want me to do the actual tier list, just being awesome. Hi, glad to help out. Should be able to $2 a month if I ever do drop out. It's purely financial. Yeah, and again, for anyone who ever wants to support me on Patreon, I am not keeping you here. I appreciate your support, but you do not owe me anything. If you have financial problems, if you ever say, maybe I don't deserve it, leave. Just tell me you're leaving. Just give me the real reason so I know that you're, for what purpose you're leaving for. But just know you never feel bad about it. I 100% understand any reasoning. My first reaction request would be Superhero Bowl. Let me put this down. This will be done this Sunday, by the way, for people who are doing this Patreon thing. People who are here still on this live stream. I'm doing this Sunday then. Come this Sunday, I'm going to be doing it. I'm probably not going to be able to do it next Sunday. Only because I'm going to be heading off to New Orleans to go to my niece's birthday. So I'm not entirely sure I'm going to be able to take time to get out of that. Which sucks. But, well, the whole not being able to do the Sunday thing. Maybe I might do it till Monday. I might just switch it over to Monday, but I'll still get to the reaction request. But come next week, I won't be able to do it. But this week, I will do it. So his is going to be Super Hero Well, I'm gonna put this, rip it out, and put it on my wall. You know, like, do this. Oh, by tune sandwich. Yeah, okay. You haven't seen it. How often do I get to make a request? Is it monthly or weekly? Thanks. Oh, I can just do this too. Thanks for request, and you can do it weekly. It's like a guaranteed. I will react to whatever it is you ask me to react to bi-weekly. Or is it just weekly? It's probably just weekly. So, new picture on here. First request is Detonary. Try out Detonary. I can't even pronounce that, but sure. All right. And I finally was able, for anyone who's wondering, I finally am able to do reactions a little bit easier now because I finally found the perfect volume setting to just react to things on screen. How my previous processes was just get something downloaded, put it in Sony Vegas, and match it up and sync it to myself. Now I can just put up screen display. I can just put up screen display and then watch whatever it is that's on this screen. And then I don't have to worry about syncing issues. I don't have to worry about anything like that. And the volume will be just fine enough to hear both me and the reaction itself. So it cuts an entire middleman out of rendering and processing and all that sort of stuff. The only thing I have to watch out for is dead time, where I either have to look up something or talk about something else. So with that being said, doing reactions will be a little bit easier, and I will be at these two reactions this Sunday. Sorry about the previous Sunday where I missed that, because apparently I was not getting notifications, and in fact I didn't even know I was doing a promotional thing correctly. So just know, this Sunday gonna be doing it. All right. Well, this was, you expect from below 5 and. All right. Nobody. Darn it. Okay. Reserve more. I was too busy going ahead all strong on that Patreon thing. I'm now lost in the chat again. No. All right. You deserve more backers. Thank you. Thank you for that. And I appreciate it. But right now, $25 a month is actually really helpful. Like, unbelievably so. You wouldn't believe actually how helpful just $25 a month is actually really up there. Jeez. Happy if the human world would put it into Sunset Shimmer's custody in hopes of reforming her. I can see that happening. Maybe. And he gets comments he doesn't remember what he was talking about. How dare you know exactly what's gonna happen? I dreamt it because it said I couldn't give you money back then. Why would you hit me in the head because you're gonna give me money? If anything, I should be patting you on the head saying thank you for at least having the mindset to want to do it. Oh, what? It's just it for me. Like in what's it called? It's a thought that counts. Really resonates with me. If you think about trying to do something nice for me just because you want to be nice to me, that alone already makes me happy to know that you exist. All right, you don't need to actually, break yourself or hate the fact that you can't do something. It's perfectly fine. Speaking of theory, Cozy Glow opened the gate and first time and broke Tariq out of his prison. Once he was freed, she simply kept in touch. Again, that could be good, but it was heavily implied that they kept in touch even while he was in Tartarus, which kind of makes it what. But if it was just for the fact they kept in touch a little bit while he was going on a rampaging spree of taking people's magic, then I can see that too. I just wish they, really showed that, but really showed that. My Little Tree, Friendship is Lumber, for 2 seasons. I once dreamt that Gear 4 Luffy and Frieza were fighting, and then took a picture of the fight and posted on Google Plus. It was a pretty weird dream. It's a pretty weird. Was really the best theory I've gotten. Hopefully explains things from a logical standpoint. It works. Come to order. You're not making any. Come to order. You're not making any sense. If you want to know about General 1, search it up. Syndrome wasn't incredibly as long as 2 people exist, nobody will ever 100% agree on anything. That's one of my favorite Game Grumps jokes. It's like hating another person existed when there were just 2 people on the planet. Hey, you're not me, huh? that's a statement never uttered so truthfully in my entire life. It's like, yeah, whenever as long as you have 2 people on the planet, you're never gonna agree 100% on everything. A quick question mark on the last comment by accident. Looks stupid. It's fine. I'm disappointed in friendship school students were willing to get 6 get sucked into killed while hanging on every word Curry's Cozy said. Shouldn't Cozy ever bashing by a hint? Creature bashing by a hint? Cause I question this. Just a question mark. No reason. It still makes sense. Which Dr. Wolf's interview is Terry? Watch Dr. Wolf's interview of Tyrek. You'll love it. Okay, hold on. Dr. Wolf. We'll see what happens. Seek out Xeon Craze MLP to return a ton of review here in YouTube. Hello Junior, the crossover Nexus episode was so much fun. I can see that they looked like they was having fun from the screenshots I was able to see. Cozy Glow equals Luke Skywalker confirmed. But they abandoned Tyrek and Cozy. Yeah, that would be really dumb. And if you're trying to talk about what I'm talking about, them not executing something properly, if they just forget about them, it's more along the lines that it looks to be something impressive, but don't expect it to be as impressive as it is because they can mess things up. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're just gonna drop off the face of the planet and just completely forget about them in the last season. Like, I would be disappointed in that. I don't believe they're that incompetent. Maybe Dan from Dan Versus would be a better example. He just isn't the smartest guy, but he doesn't stop when it comes to revenge. If I had to take all the episodes where he quote-unquote had to manipulate others, manipulating Chris is not necessarily something that is impressive by any means. But Dan, he doesn't need to be smart to get revenge. In fact, he's actually more intelligent than people give him credit for. He's able to break into a maximum security facility, basically avoid all the guards or get rid of all the guards, tie up Chris so he wouldn't be able to stop him while he was apparently with him at the time, to gain a launch codes and nearly launch nuclear warheads over to a family of squirrels because they ticked him off. Look, he has a temper. That's definitely true. But he's not dumb. Alright, we're talking about Star Wars. I have no clue. I don't even know where I started with that. Yeah, Syndrome, Mr. Incredible, villains and heroes. Syndrome thought Mr. Incredible was a bad guy for refusing his help. And that makes perfect sense. It's like, you tore me apart. You were my hero. And you made me this way. And now I'm about to show you that once everyone's super, no one will be. You always think you're better than everyone else because you don't need help. Even though Buddy would have died if it wasn't for Mr. Incredible's intervention, but whatever. So Syndrome tried to be the hero and get rid of the guy. Do a reaction if you want. It could be fun. Yeah. We can't prove this, but Google Season 9, and there's a wiki page with major spoilers that probably is true. Basically, the spoilers say 50-50 chance for a war all of Celestia versus 3 major villains. The only 3 major villains I can come up with is Cozy Glow, Tyrek, and Kryn Chrysalis as like the through line. But if that's the case, then I want my Grogar, damn it. Even though Mr. Incredible was a true hero and Syndrome attacked first, he had to get rid of Syndrome. You should definitely react to Crossover Nexus. There are tons of references, and in such a short cartoon. I bet there are, and I will probably get to that in time. Cozy Glow might return, but I don't know because we don't know if the spoilers are true yet. Well, hopefully they're not because I don't like spoilers, but, you know, anything that keeps things in a theorizing perspective, I guess. Fine, Xeon craze him up. Why would you... why would we Google if it had its spoilers? Spoilers suck and have ruined so many things for me. Trust me, I've seen about spoilers. Mad. Yeah, I don't like spoilers very much, and I'll take that 50% chance as a means of just keeping my expectations low whenever it comes up. But if there are true spoilers out there, please, for the life of you, do not post anything about that, because the whole thing about a blind reaction is that you have my general, like, just imagine, for all the people who still enjoy my reaction when Derpy came back to this day, imagine if somebody came up to me, or someone in the comment section said, hey, by the way, next episode that's coming up, Derpy's gonna show up again, and then that's in my head now. I could say I don't believe it, but when she popped up, I probably would not have the same reaction, be like, oh, now it's true, great. So that's what spoilers do. You ruin certain reactions, and also ruin just, like, the general appeal of why I like showing you guys my reaction to these things, because I feel general emotion when things go on. I don't put up a front. This is how I truly feel when I watch certain shows and let my feelings express, because I have people watching me, so I gotta actually articulate what I feel at the time when something comes awry. So if I know everything already, I have nothing to say and nothing to do, thus making it so you might as well just be watching the episode without me. So, the Ben 10 2 rule was a letdown. I bet it was. I heard people say that it got better over time, but here's the thing with me, it has to be good up front so I can enjoy my time getting to the good parts as well. Difference between Luke Skywalker and Cozy Glow is that moral alignment. Yep. Is the other one with popcorn? There was only a partial leak for season 9, episode 1, but not even the second part. Back in 2017, you know, he made everyone else's like fake. I never understood why they have to change echoes to reverb. Yeah, I saw this comment, but I wasn't able to read all of it. I can understand stands like Gold Experience because they have the copyright names, but since when can someone trademark the word echoes? I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know. Which is why I just don't like the copyright thing in JoJo. It really ruins it, especially when the Japanese voice actors still say the names. It's like Syndrome and Mr. Incredible, more alignment units. They're almost alike. Hey, John, do you have a Discord? I do have a Discord. I just barely use it. It just broke. It's fine. The alignment for the movie requires aiding the third meta access, intelligence versus stupidity. That's true. That's true. Tried to say my favorite MLP analysis for Dr. Wolf, but it came out as a mom analyzers. Hey, yay, awesome. Unfortunately, I'm out of town this Sunday. I'll still watch it back here though. No problem. Hell, I'm as I said, I'm about to go out next Sunday as well. But I will be able to get to these this Sunday. I just need to make sure to check the community tab and check my Patreon daily if this is also the case. And I have to push for my Patreon backers more. Seek Xeon Craze MLP return to still, you have a guy who was rejected at the time of Psychic, so nothing more. Dante's Inferno is a crossover between the Bible, Greek mythology, and some poets of Dante alike. Plus, the main character is self-insert, which fiction was existed for a long while. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay, my voice is starting to really get me. Oh. It's good. It happens. Maybe we should stop here. Other things. Yeah, I think it's almost time to stop anyway. Yeah, I think it is around that time we actually end things off. Reach the 2-hour mark. I don't think I can go another. I don't think I'm gonna go another hour and beat the T-Rex thing with this. My voice is actually starting to get to me. It's as real chat mankind has ever created. Yeah, this keeps me here. This just keeps me here. Goes behind you. Yeah, he's at work. You can't fool me with that. He would never try to get fired on my behalf. The only reason why they don't throw the villains in chat because way too cruel. TARDIS instead. Cozy didn't need to know about magic using in civil engineering and question safekeeping. Her plan was to just become powerful by taking away any magic from everyone to stop the resistance. My question is, how did she know that the artifacts would be capable of absorbing the magic? And if you're gonna say Tirek is like, hey, there are these magical artifacts that you can use to draw in magic, then how does she have the actual potential to make the circle, conjure the circle, know exactly what to do? Because Tirek is a pretty bare bones, basic kind of guy. He walks up to you and takes your magic. That's it. It's not like he has to draw a circle, summon an incantation, Nequidus or whatever, Enchiridion or whatever. It's just that he just does his thing. So there are some factors, but I will actually attribute those to be something you don't really need to know. You can actually turn your brain off for those. Those are not actually necessary. You just have to just say, okay, she can know how to do that. Sure, why not? But it's like her overall plan and aspect to those plan. Okay. She said she was going to throw the magic into another realm. Then what? It's not like you have the magic yourself. You need magic to rule, right? There's a lot of things I'm confused about. We'll see toys and drones in the same way humans see chimpanzees and apes. You know, it's in channels. Yeah. Hydrogen and all I heard was nuclear warheads over a family of squirrels, and I knew exactly what you're talking about. I love Dan Versus. I love that. I love that show so much. The incredible Star Wars crossover Nexus. It's changing randomly now. Yeah. Name 3 to 5 things you hope for Season 9 in MLP. You can include Derpy once. You only include Derpy once. Fine. Derpy. I'll just get it over with since apparently I can only use her once. Okay, Derpy. Hopefully the Villain 6. The Villain 6 or the Sinister 6, wherever we're gonna call them, being run by Cozy, Grogar. One last interaction with the Smooze. Just one last interaction with that guy before we have to end things off in the final season. And a true ending. Like, something that isn't open-ended. Something like, oh, now we can continue on doing what we are off-screen type of thing. An actual, honestly good conclusion. That's it. Oh, jeez. That's what winged planet that can control sand. Jesus Christ, why? Little girl in hell. To be honest, for JoJo, whenever the next season is fully aired, I'm gonna find a thing that has the subs as a separate file. Just try to use the editor to correct it. Yeah, it's jacked for over 2 hours. Holy shit! Yeah. Oh my God! Am I finally at the bottom? If I'm finally at the bottom, I'm almost at the end. That's good. I'm here. Jesus Christ. That means it's actually time to go. There's a book that makes a love potion. Love is in school. There's just a book about the power of the artifacts. Maybe. You know, that makes sense. I can see, because again, one of the biggest weaknesses is that Twilight trusts everyone a little too much. She just has a bunch of books indicating that anyone could use for a negative purpose, but she doesn't believe that people would go as far to do that. Now, would she? There's going to be some reference to South America in an MLP film sometime. Goes in Grogar is in disguise. Spam random questions. Josh, get out of chat. Jesus Christ, man. Alright. Yeah, she wants her Bones Powder Alice and networking with magic. She just doesn't consider the magic to be crucial to basic community functions. Finally, the roundabout is the best ending of JoJo. Changed my mind. Yeah, it is. It is best ending of JoJo. Period. Because it unlike the other endings, it maybe with the exception of Ongo Bongo Brother ending, didn't really get like a really good following of, hey, this is a meme now. What time is it? I don't know. 3:50 where I am. Oh, hey, I just realized you. Here you go. To the void we go. Yeah. All right. Steam. Yeah. Since the stream is trying to end itself, I think it's about time to end the stream ourselves. We're gonna end things off here, everyone. I'm gonna make sure to push my Patreon on Sunday when I do the 2 reactions I need to get done on that day. to show people that this is exactly what I'm going to be doing, and it'll be good incentivization for anyone who wants me to react to a very particular thing and also feels like supporting me. There you go. It's not like I'm getting rid of all requests and only going to be doing requests that people are going to be Patreoning to me. I'm going to be doing I'm going to be doing other requests. It's going to take a lot longer for those because they don't have priority. So there you go. Hey, Trey. I'm just waiting. Yeah, I'm waiting for Applegeek to react to the season finale too. I'm actually surprised he's unable to upload it or hasn't done it yet. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. All right. Later. Jeez.